You leave your RV sitting for a while, you come back, you open the door, and right away something feels off. Maybe it's the smell, maybe it's the droppings, or maybe it's the one thing sitting there that's chewed up that should never have been touched at all. And that's when it hits you. This is the kind of problem that can quickly turn into thousands of dollars in damage before you even know it's happening. Mice and rats can turn into a serious and expensive RV problem fast. Because in an RV, they're looking for shelter, warmth, food, water, and a place to hide. And once they find that inside your rig, they settle in. They chew wiring. They tear up insulation. They ruin stored supplies. They shred soft material to build nests. And they leave droppings and urine behind. And when you see that right away, that's usually just the surface. The real damage is usually hidden behind walls, under cabinets, and inside places you can't easily see. And that's when it gets expensive. I learned that the hard way. A few years ago, I had an RV in storage while I was away for the holidays. When I left it, everything looked normal. No warning signs, nothing out of place, no reason to think anything was wrong. But when I came back and opened the door, droppings, chewed up kitchen items, damage already done. And that's the part that really gets you, because you realize this didn't start today. It had been happening every single night while I was gone. And I had no idea. And that's why this problem gets underestimated. By the time you notice it, they're already in. And once they're in, they're not leaving on their own. So this is where it really starts. If mice or rats are already inside your RV, they have to be removed. They're not going to leave just because you came back or started using the RV again. Once they found what they want, they stay. So until they're physically out, the problem isn't solved. I use catch and release traps because I didn't want to kill them. That let me catch them and move them right away from the RV. You might use a different kind of trap, and that's fine. But the rule doesn't change. If they're inside, they have to come out. Now, here's where a lot of RV owners make the mistake that actually makes things worse. They go straight to poison. And I understand why. It sounds easy. Put it down, walk away, problem solved. But in an RV, that decision can backfire fast, because that mouse or rat doesn't die out where you can see it. It crawls into a wall, under a cabinet, into the underbelly, in the vents, somewhere where you cannot reach. And now you're dealing with a smell that can last for weeks, sometimes months. And that's not just unpleasant. That can ruin trips. But it gets worse than that. If that poison rodent doesn't leave your RV and something else eats it, that poison keeps going. And that risk isn't just wildlife. It can affect pets too. So, what looked like the easiest solution turns into a bigger problem. And that's why trapping is the cleaner, more controlled way to handle it. But catching them is only half the battle, because if you don't fix how they got in, you've basically left the door open. And this is where the real problem usually is. When I followed the droppings in my RV, I tracked it back to a small gap in a cabinet in the rear of my motorhome. Then I checked underneath and found a small opening between the frame and the enclosed underbelly. And that's all it took. And that's the lesson. It does not have to be a big hole. Small openings matter. Tiny gaps around plumbing, wiring, vents, storage compartments, slide penetrations, the underbelly. Any of those can be an entry point. And here's where a lot of fixes fail. I sealed mine with spray foam at first, and it looked solid. But here's the problem. If they can chew through what you used, you don't actually close anything. You just slowed them down. A better approach is to use something they cannot chew through first, then seal it. A copper mesh works well for that. It creates a physical barrier. Then the sealant locks everything in place. That combination is what actually closes the door. And don't just check low areas. If rats are in your area, especially climbing rats, you need to check higher up too. Roof areas, utility penetrations, upper gaps, because if you miss those, they will find them. But even if you seal everything perfectly, you can still lose. And this is where most people don't see the connection. A sealed RV that smells like food or like people is still an invitation. Most rodent problems start during storage. when your RV is quiet, still, and undisturbed. That's when it becomes the perfect place to move into. So before you store it, remove food, remove anything with the smell. And here's another part most people miss. It's not just the obvious food. Crumbs in the toaster, grease behind the stove, residue in the sink area, trash. All of that matters because to them, that's a signal this is a safe place to stay. And they're not just looking for food. They're looking for a place to live. Paper towels, tissues, fabric scraps, loose paper. If it's soft and dry, they will use it to build a nest. So if it's in your RV, it's usable to them. Where you park matters too. And this one decision alone can increase your risk more than people realize. If your RV is near tall grass, scrubs, wooded edges, or heavy cover, you've made it easier for them. You're closer to where they already live. Whenever possible, store on a hard surface and away from thick vegetation. That distance matters. And here's one of the simplest things you can do that almost no one does consistently. Check on your RV during storage. You don't need hours, just minutes. Open compartments, look in corners, check for droppings, gnaw marks, nesting material, anything that seems off. Because catching it early is the difference between a quick fix and a major repair. Now, let's talk about what everyone asks about. Peppermint oil, dryer sheets, mothballs, all the scent-based tricks. And here's the truth. I would not rely on smell alone, because even if it bothers them, it's not a barrier. If your RV gives them what they need, they will ignore the smell. So if you want to use those as an extra layer, that's fine. Just don't mistake it for protection. The real solution is physical. Seal the openings, remove what attracts them. That's what works. And mothballs, I would not use those in an RV. One last thing, and this matters more than most people realize. Cleanup. If you find droppings, urine, or nesting material, do not sweep or vacuum it dry. That could push contamination into the air. The safer way is simple. Air it out, wear gloves, soak the area first, then wipe it up, bag it, and clean up the surrounding area. So the goal here isn't just getting mice or rats out after they show up. The goal is making your RV a place they cannot get into, and they do not want to stay. So remove anything already inside. Avoid poison inside the RV. Seal every gap. Use materials that hold up against chewing. Remove food, odors, and nesting material before storage. Store smarter. Check on it. And clean it the right way if something does happen. Because a little prevention now can save you from opening that door later and realizing they've been living there the whole time. And once that happens, you're not dealing with just a small cleanup anymore. You're dealing with damage, smell, and repairs you didn't plan for. Trust me, that's one road trip surprise you never want to find. Anyway, for more great RV tips and tricks, click my videos over here. See you down the road.